Hello, welcome to SquishiVision, where I am reacting to the brand new Wallace and Gromit film, Vengeance Most Fowl, featuring the return of my best boy, my favourite penguin, Perez McGraw. So yeah, this is surprisingly the first Wallace and Gromit thing we've had in about a spell. Kind of forget how long it's been until it actually kind of happened. Yeah, to be straight up, I absolutely loved this. There was, I just, it's Aardman. You can barely go wrong with Aardman. That being said, I still haven't watched the second Chicken Run film, so who knows? But the sight gags were plentiful and amusing, and there's definitely stuff that you catch on repeat viewings. Just a complete unhinged boldness to call your characters on your doorstep, and the deck's a bit clever because it's kind of a cultural reference, but on your doorstep, it'd be, if there's any other studio, it'd be lazy, but with Aardman, it's just funny. I was giggling throughout a different kind of like on-screen sight gags. That it continued to capture the quintessential British comedy essence of the franchise. It's something that you can watch and enjoy and get a warm feeling in your heart without having to think too deeply about stuff. And it ended with Perez McGraw on the loose, so there is a sequel hook there to be had, which again is also something kind of nice. The new voice actor, I forget his name now, who they've got to have voice Wallace, does a pretty good job. There was no point I was watching that and thinking that the voice sounded anything off or anything, so that's quite good. Hello, Abdullah Janahi, welcome to my stream. Yeah, there was at no point where I was like distracted by that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what can you say about Wallace and Gromit that is unique. The gnomes were surprisingly funny. I mean, I say surprising as if like they were gonna do it poorly, but more in a sense of I didn't realize it'd be such a big part. There was more of the gnomes as like the antagonists rather than Feathers, who kind of like is pulling the strings in the back. Whoa, Lily! Don't. Excuse me. My cat just decided to body slam my keyboard and my mouse and kick it away. I was gonna nitpick the part where they plugged in a power socket into a monitor, and somehow that gave well, you look like nobody. Also, that doesn't. I don't know if is that really an insult? I mean, I think if you call me like a scraggy or unhinged or untamed impala, that'd be insulting. Tame Impala kind of sounds actually kind of polite and nice. But yeah, visually it looked great. You can tell that time was spent on it, as is always the case with Aardman films. Well, Aardman shorts and even more so films. Just seeing kind of the new ways that they animate the inventions. Who's it? Oh, okay. Apparently, Tame Impala is a singer. I thought you meant the animal. Impala's an animal, right? I don't know. That's who I thought you meant. Anyhow, it's fun watching the inventions that they use. It's a staple of obviously the Wallace and Gromit films. that they come up with different things each time to get him out of bed. You always have to feel bad for Gromit and their long-suffering nature. Not entirely convinced that Wallace has kind of learned his lesson from anything in this episode. Okay, right, the one thing I don't get is at the end you have Gromit hanging off of the boat. Also, okay, my favorite gag in the entire film is when they're both revving up the engines of the canal barges, and it's implied that they're like going very, very fast down the river, and then we pull out to the wide and they're actually just going, I don't know if, and jokes which would land for a British audience, and I can't tell if an international audience would understand it. I'm my favorite kind of jokes. There's something about something which makes you feel very special. Sorry, I've just swallowed some bread the wrong way. Something special about a joke which can definitely only like you can only really get if you are British is just a joy. Hello Sonic2737, welcome to my stream. Oh, and the twist at the end that the blue diamond was never in the safe, but had been swapped years ago. I liked that. I also like how the film, like, I also like how the film just doesn't bother to explain how Feathers managed to do that, despite being tied up in the other side of the room. Just that, you know, he did, and you accept it. But the one thing I don't get is at the end when Gromit's hanging off the barge, and you know, obviously, like Wallace has this very kind of like emotional moment, being like, you know, I can do away with the inventions, but I can't lose you. Give him the diamond. And I'm like, why would that? Well, firstly, where is you sacrificing your? Why do you have to sacrifice your ability to invent? It doesn't really come into play here. Also, why would Gromit give the diamond back to Feathers? Because Feathers wants the diamond, so Gromit. That gives Feathers a motivation to keep Gromit on the boat and not cause the boat to tip, which he then loses when Gromit throws the diamond towards him. That part I didn't get. I love there's a lot of twists actually in this film that I found very fun. The twist that they were in a submarine underneath the city. You know, the twist of the diamond, the sight gag with the boat, the commentary on the incompetence of the police. It's such a Wallace and Gromit admin line to go. Uninformed police, check script. Oh, uniformed police. That was funny. The references to kind of past Wallace and Gromit items. So with the teapot. And the motorcycle, it hits all the Wallace and Gromit stables you expect. You know, Gromit being getting too deep into like an invention, which ultimately, you know, goes out of control in some way or another, or you know, Gromit's being unawares of a threat, and that ultimately like coming to bite him back and Gromit having saved the day in a very kind of Inspector Gadget kind of way. I don't think you're ever gonna get a visual animation piece that is ever gonna quite top the train track sequence in a close shave. No, not a close shave. Wrong trousers. I think that is like peak Wallace and Gromit. Just in like storytelling, but I feel like this is a film that I'm gonna come back and watch again and like pick out things which I will not spot before that will excite me and appreciate kind of like, I think, you know, it's a thing where you gotta watch it over and over again and you can appreciate kind of the craft behind it. But at no point did it feel rushed. I think I read somewhere that there was like some CGI used in this for some elements that couldn't be done otherwise. I couldn't tell which ones were, which ones weren't, if that was the case. I like the sequence when they turned the gnomes evil and we get the projection of the binary digits on the gnome, and I think that's probably done practically. It might have been done digitally, but like if that was done practically, that's also very kind of impressive as a to use light in your animation. This inversions on like normal sight gags, the whole thing about stopping someone from sneezing and actually being a person who you're trying to stop waking up, being a person who's sneezing. Yeah, loads of things to like. I enjoyed it. Probably again not my like top Wallace and Gromit film or even short, but I definitely think like we peaked with the wrong trousers. I don't think you're really gonna get back there, and I think it's definitely worthy kind of addition to the history of Wallace and Gromit. So those are my thoughts. I now need to go and watch the latest episode of Skeleton Crew, and then I need to go watch the latest episode of What If. They're literally all coming out today. 4 things come out on Christmas Day. It's a lot, so I'm gonna get on and do that because I'm going to also do some gaming today. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in about an hour and a bit. Until then, get out of my house.